Since this time last year, I am down not 1 million, not 2 million, but $3 million. And, I'm down over $1 million in the chef. Over $1 million if you add up all my different accounts. As you're seeing there, basically lost everything in the stock. 200, that's $250,000. And then a much smaller position in my public account. This is my main private account, which obviously is much bigger.
But trust me, guys, he's beating the market. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. It's time to reveal to you my total returns. And the reason I haven't done this before is I didn't really know how to find it on my thrift savings plan, which is like the vast majority of my investment portfolio. That's my retirement account through the Army and the government. But now I was looking at an account statement and I said, oh, wait, there's something here that shows how long I've been putting money into this account and what my total returns are. And I guarantee you there is no YouTuber that is as transparent as I am with what I'm about to show you. And I'm very confident in my portfolio. And I'm very confident and happy with my returns because I've been buying freaking index funds my entire life. I didn't buy an individual stock until 2020. I didn't even know how to buy an individual stock until 2020. That's how much of an index investor I was. And I probably should have done that more, but I bought some stocks. So let's go ahead and check out Strongman's total returns. Okay, this is going to blow your mind. It's going to be very close to an ETF that you may or may not have heard about. I've underperformed the S&P 500. I admit it 100%. I have underperformed the S&P 500. But I've still done pretty well for myself, and you're going to see why. So let's go ahead and see what my total returns are. So here is my Vanguard account, right? So here's the story with Vanguard. I basically started putting money in here in 2015. That's what 2014, 2015. I was in the military, I was married, and I was going to retire early. So I said, I need some money in a taxable account. I need taxable account because I need to be able to pull out money that's outside of my IRAs, 401ks in retirement. So I started throwing a lot of money in here. So you can see from 2014, I think the first investment I threw in $10,000 on October 1st, 2014. And then you could see that I just kept throwing more and 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 more in. It was a ton of contributions. The orange line is my contributions. I put in over $80,000 into this account in just a couple of years. And yes, back in the day, I was making a lot of money. Me and my ex-spouse were making bank, okay? And then you see this interesting thing here. So you see the line just drops. Boop! It goes straight down. This is when I bought Tattooed Chef. I'm just kidding. This is when I got divorced, and my money got absolutely split in half. And, funny enough, that almost doesn't look right. It almost looks like somebody got more money. But whatever. So the line going straight down right in the middle is when I got divorced, and I gave half of my – there's a way they can transfer the money to your spouse. So I lost half of my money. So I went from $105,000 in this account in 2018. That's 5 years ago. To $50,000. And there I just left it. You can see there were no contributions. There were no withdrawals. Basically, I moved back to the States. I stayed at my parents' house for a couple months while I got my bearings back in order. I started working at NASA, and here I am, okay? But eventually, I started recontributing to this account in 2021. And you can see I got some big gains, bro. Now, I wish I'd been contributing down here, but I was contributing to other accounts. It wasn't like I wasn't investing at all. This is only one of my investment accounts. But you could see over time, I was buying and buying and buying, and I basically got no returns for years. Look at that, no returns. And then all of a sudden, bada bing, bada boom, I started getting returns, bro. So my rate of return, unless Vanguard screwed this up, is 9.3%, okay? That's not bad. Has it underperformed the S&P 500? Yeah. Why? because my portfolio is a total world portfolio. Okay, I have international stocks. International stocks have not done well recently. Therefore, my portfolio has lagged the S&P 500. Does that mean I'm a bad investor? Only time will tell, okay? You keep buying your large cap tech stocks. But I believe a globally diversified portfolio will ultimately lead you to success. Now, recently, you can see I've been hammering money into this account. Actually, what was this contribution? How much did I put in there? What was that? 20? Did I really put 20 grand in there? No, I don't know. Whatever. Oh yeah, that was because I maxed my 401k at the end of 2022. That's why it's such a. But you can see I've been piling money into this account. So my total return is 9.3%. You can see from 2014. Show me a YouTuber that could show you this. That could show you a freaking graph going like this. They can't. Okay, and I'm going to show you even older investments. So this is my Vanguard account. It's basically mostly taxable, and I have my solo 401k in here. And I just bought another $550 today. Now let's look into my retirement plan. So this is my U.S. military retirement plan, okay? Look at this down here. You began making Roth contributions to the plan on November 30th, 2012. When I say I've been investing since 2012, it's true. Now, I could have sworn I was investing from the beginning of 2012. Maybe that's just because it says Roth. Yeah, I was definitely putting money into this at the beginning of 2012 because that's when I first started active duty. So I think I saved up 10 grand in my savings account, and then I started really contributing to my 401k. I think that's what happened. But anyway, so here you can see all the money I've put in. So I put in $4,839 into my traditional tax deferred. This is when I first started investing. I started off with traditional, and then I switched it because I was like, oh, what am I doing? I can just do a Roth. So or maybe they offered the Roth for the first time. Something happened, but I stopped putting in traditional. So I put in $4,839 in traditional. It's now $14,202. Not bad returns, okay? Double, triple my money. I mean, it's not 10x my Henhex, but it's pretty good. And this is just buying and holding index funds, okay? And then I put $59,000 into my Roth, and I have $121,000, okay? So I've doubled my money with the Roth IRA. That's it. Can somebody show you this? These are my total returns since 2012, okay? I invested $63,000, and I now have $136,000. Long-term dollar cost averaging into total market index funds. And you know the funny thing was, I was buying at the top of the market almost every time because the market is always at a new all-time highs. You think Lefebvre can show you this? No, he can't. He can't show you this. Why? Because he's a fraud. Most of these people are frauds. They can't show you this. There's so much trading in their portfolios, you cannot see what they're doing. You have no idea what they're doing, okay? Retirement plans are like the one place where you can clearly see what's going on. I didn't even know I could access this stuff, but I saw this today. I was like, ooh, I can finally see my total returns. Now, obviously, I haven't beat the S&P 500. Now, I'm very, very transparent about that. I have a total world index fund. It's total world. Look at go look up the L 2065 fund thrift savings plan. You'll see what's in it. There's international stocks. So this is my federal government, or this is my Army. I haven't really been contributing to this because I use other 401k plans. But back in the day when I was in the Army, I was hammering money into this. Okay. And then when I was in the reserves, I'm still in the reserves, but when I was actually active, like very active in the reserves, I was putting most of my paycheck in here as well. So then we go over to my federal government. So this is when I was working for NASA. And at NASA, I started off not really hardcore. And then the last year I worked at NASA, I put in like $20,000, a huge amount of money into my 401k. So you can see I was only contributing to my Roth. So I put $27,000. And I worked at NASA just a couple of years ago. I put in $27,000 working at NASA. The current balance is $31,000. And then the remaining $11,000 all came from the match. So you can see how your 401k match is a huge return. It's free money. I put in $27,000. I got $11,000 for free. And then I got $4,000 of gain. Now it says here you've been making Roth contributions to the plan. This is obviously because of the Army. Like I've worked at NASA from 2018 to 2021. And I didn't get paid that much. But I was maxing my Roth and stuff. But the last year I was there, I maxed it out. So this is my total. You can calculate it. Okay. Yeah, the Roth returns aren't like mind-boggling. But I think most of my contributions were going in the year 2021, which is like the peak of the market. So yeah, my total returns for the last couple of years aren't that great. Okay. But in 20 years, this is probably going to look pretty juicy. Okay. And then I have my new 401k, which I'm about to start showing you. That's starting soon. So my Fidelity account. So here's Fidelity. So I didn't want to pull up the account because I don't know how to hide the freaking account numbers. But here's my total returns. Okay. So you can see my Roth IRA. I had a 10% compounded annual return. I believe that's what it is for 3 years. So it's lagged the S&P 500. It's lagged to the Dow Jones, but it's outperformed the MSCI, ACI, XUS. I'm right in the middle. Okay. What does that mean? Oh, that's VT. Okay. And then you have this 4% here in my taxable account. I don't know what, so the joint account, I'm just buying like a random, there's only like $2,000 in there. I'm buying like a random international index fund in there. Like this is like nothing, but even this has outperformed my taxable account. So my taxable return is hot trash. And I think this is because of two reasons. Number one, I had a lot of cash in there. I had there's like maybe $10,000 in there or something like that. But I had a lot of cash in there. I had a couple short-term bond ETFs. Basically, I was holding a lot of cash there because my goal was to move money from there into my IRA every year. So there was a lot of cash in there. And then I did a tax loss harvest. So I had VXUS, which is the international fund. And it was down like $3,000 because the market had started to dip. And I did a tax loss harvest where I sold VXUS and I bought VT. And because of that, I think that somehow affects the whatchamacallit. But there's still some cash equivalents in there. And then I bought like a speculative. I spent like $500 on like this stupid stock that Alpha Status stocks pumped up. That's down like 90%. It was just a speculative gamble. But overall, I mean, you can see my performance. I've lagged the S&P 500, but I've outperformed international. Because I'm right there in the middle, okay? This is my total returns, okay? So just to review, you got my Vanguard account here, 9.3%. I've been investing in here since 2014, and this is clear as day. Like, what am I hiding here? There's nothing to hide. This is my 401k. I've been putting money in here since 2012. This is up. I've more than doubled my money in this one. And then this one obviously doesn't look as hot because most of this Roth went in there in 2021 at the peak of the market. So, but I think in the long run, it'll pay off for me. So that's my total returns. I mean, I got my Robinhood account. There's a couple grand in there. Yeah, it's down. Okay, it's down like 30%. I'm in Alibaba. But that's basically it. Like, no YouTuber can do this. Okay, this is why you can't trust these clowns. Because they're clowns, okay? I'm telling you, if you buy an index fund and you just hold it, you don't do anything. You don't trade. You don't go in and out. Just hold it for years. You will double your money. You will triple your money. I did it. And I wasn't even the S&P 500. I was in the partial S&P 500. I still doubled my money. I more than doubled my money since 2012 in that traditional account, okay? You can do it. It's not hard. You have to be consistent, max your tax advantage accounts, stay the course, and over your lifetime, you'll make a lot of money. Think where that 401k plan from Army is going to be. Think of the returns I'm going to have in like 20 more years. Probably a lot, okay? Let's see. Let's do some comments. Wrecked. Index funds never go up. YOLO Roo. Strongman, you still massively underperform a lot of other investments like Tesla, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Apple, and you're always going to underperform certain investments. You have to understand that. You are always going to underperform. That's the nature of buying an index fund. You're going to underperform something. That doesn't mean you should always try to find that something. Audacious Money Witch. Oh, God. There will be a video made about her eventually. She's an interesting character. You should debate her about what? You definitely beat 8father and oh yeah, it's my boring index funds where I've doubled my money versus losing 80% of my investment in AMC. Yeah. Living with your parents is better than living at the truck stop. Yeah, I got divorced. I was like, I don't know what to do. So I went home, started applying for jobs, and then I moved out. But I was a loser for 4 months. I was a loser. 9.3 doesn't even beat inflation in Turkey, bro. You're doomed. It doesn't even beat inflation. And the funny thing is, Jeremy Lefebvre, I guarantee you because remember, he's been investing since 2012. You saw my returns with the index funds. Those are, I don't know how I could manipulate those numbers. That was an account statement, and it showed the date that I started contributing. I guarantee you Jeremy's made no money. I have doubled my money. And that's showing all my cost base. That's dollar cost averaging. I've still doubled my money. Has Jeremy doubled his money? No, I don't think he's made any money. And that's the clown charging you. 3X doesn't make headlines. I know. It's boring, bro. I'm not ashamed of it. That's what index funds do. I made my first investment of 10K into a company with zero sales, zero profit, and compensating management. I was so dumb. Wish I knew about index funds. I blame. People always make those mistakes, man. It's fine. As long as you learn without, if you have lots of money, like if you're doing what Jeremy's doing, that's dangerous. But if you have like a couple bucks and you're just screwing around, okay, you lose your money, you learn your lesson, and you get better from there. In 20 years, you will be 60. That's false. I will be 53. Money means nothing when you are 60. That's false as well. Imagine being like older, right? Like you're still functioning. You can still go out. You know, life's like you can still enjoy your life. I've seen plenty of 60-year-olds that are healthy. If you just work out and you're not a freaking fat loser, you'll be fine when you're 60. But I mean, sometimes people get sick, whatever. But in general, like as you know, the world becomes better and richer and healthier and wealthier, you can live a good life. But imagine being 60 years old and you're tired, you're older, you've worked for 40 years, and then you can't even retire. You're stuck at your job because you bought a bunch of clown stocks. You listened to Jeremy Lefebvre. You gave him money to buy garbage stocks. Imagine having to go to work every day in your 60s and your 70s and your 80s. That is true hell. Sacrificing now, saving money. Oh my God, my life's so empty. I've done so many things in my life. Like I've jumped out of airplanes. I've been in helicopters. I've shot guns. I've been to dozens of countries. I've traveled the world, and I've saved money while I'm doing it. You can still enjoy your life while you're saving money, okay? But you don't want to get to 60 and you have nothing, because that's when the real hell starts. All these clowns that are not saving money, when they get 60 and they're tired and they're broken and they're older, I'm going to be retired, living on the beach, laughing, and they're going to be voting Democrat. Oh, it's not fair. Why don't I have any money? I'll be like, yeah, because you're an idiot. You laughed at me while I was saving. Oh, I'm going to be dead at 60. You're not going to be dead at 60. Most of you are probably going to live to your like 85, 90, 30 years. You want to be working during those 30 years? I'm going to be retired. I'm going to do whatever I want. Okay? Nobody's going to tell Strongman what to do. I'll be like, la, 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 kiss my you know what. Oh, you want me to work? No. But don't save. Just be a loser. Investing doesn't have to be complicated. Just buy Tesla and hold till 2040. Or Palantir. That's true. Good point, Echoes. Do you ever? You don't even know if you will be alive in 20. There is a very good chance I will be alive in 2040. Okay? There is a insanely good chance that I will be alive. And even if I'm not alive, I got 2 kids and a wife. Okay? If I died tomorrow with my life insurance and my money, my family would be fine. Okay? My kids wouldn't live in freaking poverty. So, but yeah, I'm most likely going to be alive in 2040. You definitely be. Oh, I crushed him. Do you believe in 1350? What is that? I don't even know what that is. 60 is the new 16. Tesla and Palantir will advance the world in life expectancy. I mean, 60s, like you people like, you think 60 is super old. Like I'm 33 now. I'm almost 34. I used to think people in their 30s were like old. I don't feel old at all. I'm still running, lifting weights. I can stay up late. I can still drink. Like I'm not dead. So when I'm 60 and everybody else is working, why can't I retire? I save money. I'll be retired and I will be laughing at you people that didn't save. I will be mocking you. And you'll call me an evil capitalist and I'll just laugh in your face. Let's see. Terrible way to think, but hey, it's what you want to live, man. Do you? Dude, that's 17 years away. I'll be 50. That's nothing. 50 is not old, man. Don't talk about long-term investing. You don't know anything will happen. Don't talk about you don't know anything will happen in 5 years. I don't care what happens in 5 years. If the market goes down 50% in 5 years, I don't care. I'm being dead serious. I don't care. I will keep buying and maxing my tax advantage accounts because I believe in 20 or 30 years or 40 years when I actually need the money, I think the market will probably be higher. I think the world will be a better, more productive, wealthier place. I'm just saying, okay? Maybe because of AI, C3 AI stock. Do you have a crazy story of Lefebvre appearing in your dreams? No, I don't dream about that loser. He dreams about me, though. Just buy Beanie Babies, I'll 10X. Oh, yeah. I went all in tattooed chef. No, you didn't. The important part is accumulation of wealth. Yes. Even if you don't get insane returns, if you're maxing your 401k in your IRA, let's say you have you and your wife, right? 22,500. Let's say she doesn't work. You do. 6,500 plus 6,500. You could put away $35,500. So even if you have zero returns over 30 years, you have $1 million with zero returns. If you max your 401k and you max your IRA and your wife's IRA, you will be a millionaire with zero returns in 30 years. Tesla! Probability-wise, the young person will be more likely to still likely to be alive. Yes, 100%. I like people. I want to make a whole video about this. A lot of people live like animals. Okay, in the animal kingdom, you know, it's like you could die any day. You know, you're a hamster or whatever. You're a rodent, and you're out in the wild in the jungle. And there's like snakes everywhere and they eat you. You know, you could die any day. So you got to live like a freaking animal. You got to enjoy, you got to expend all your resources. Don't save anything. You got to breed whenever you can, like a rat. You know, that's how animals live because they could die at any time. Okay, we live in a modern society. Okay, we have healthcare, we have longevity. People live a long time now. As long as you take care of yourself, you have a good chance of living a long time. You should live like you live in a modern society instead of like a freaking animal that just consumes everything because they could be dead. You don't live in the jungle. Okay? You're not a little rodent sniveling around in freaking holes hiding from snakes. That's not you. Okay? Stop living like one. God. Your thinking is really dumb. Just buy Tesla. I want to take advantage for now, not the future. Dude, you're going to live in hell. If you make it to 60, which you are very likely to do, you are going to be living in a hellscape where you must work. You have to work because you didn't save. And that is going to suck so bad. And I'm going to be laughing. Thank you, Sean, man. I'm 20 my portfolio is 100% VT. There you go. Max your tax advantage accounts. And even with zero returns over 30 years, you'll be a millionaire. So hard. He could be trolling. I got 32 years of VT investing left till I'm 60. Yeah, dude. Even if you I had breaks where I wasn't investing as much because I got divorced, I had to get a new job and blah, 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 blah. But if I had consistently been maxing my 401k, I would have so much money right now. Oh my God. So even if you start at 28 or whatever you are, you'll be fine. Win Lambo. You do not want to be a Lambo. You do not want a Lambo. If you're 60 and in good health, being rich at 60 would be fun. Exactly. And trust me, you will probably, people think 60 is so old. It's really not. As long as you're not a clown and you work out and you eat healthy, you have a good chance of being healthy. You can't work. You are useless for the oh, yeah. Okay. Well, you're going to live in abject poverty. I think, God, imagine you just old and you have all this time and no money. I think looking and you have you can't even afford your freaking rent. I think looking ways to increase my income is better than trying to stock picking. Double my income is exactly 100% agree with that. As long as you keep working, why you care. Yeah. Okay. Well, you have fun working when you're 70. Increasing income is important as well as 100%. Thank you for the breakdown. Hope you do when to take the mid-career bonus for the blended retirement system. I cover that like one of my first videos. Not when to take the bonus, but I didn't even know there was. I thought they made you take the bonus at a certain date. I didn't know there was a choice of when you would take the bonus. But I mean, I don't know. Take it and invest it, or do whatever you want with it. Investing safely is so important if you die early for the people you leave behind. Yeah, and VT, like people think VT is safe. It's 100% stocks. It can go down massively for a long time. People don't understand that. Oh, like we live in a world where a total 100% stock ETF is safe. Like I don't understand you people. And they're gonna be voting. They will. I like my nightmare is like all I've done is save and save and save, and then I get to 60, right? And I'm about to retire. And then all these communist rats come down the road. This is what democracy looks like. They got these little signs, and they're like, "Strongman's evil. He stole our money. He's a rich man. He's a millionaire. Kill him!" And they just like chop my head off because I had the audacity to live below my means and max my tax advantage accounts. That's my nightmare. It's gonna happen. Watch. I'm gonna yell all my savings into. Yeah, please do that. Let's see. Use individual brokerage after maxing if no work 401k or HSA. I mean, yeah, that's your only option. There's no other place to do it. I would try to get, I mean, like, even if you're self-employed, you can do your own 401k. I don't know. Are you self-employed? Or if your work doesn't offer a 401k, I would start shopping around eventually because it sucks not having a 401k. I'm 37, older than Strong, but I look 10 years younger. You don't look 10 years. Get out of here. I'm sexier than you, boy. I'm retired at 47, keeping the travel mostly local, but my mortgage and bills are covered. There you go. You invest in crypto? No, I don't. $0 in crypto. The Republicans are the only ones trying to get gut Social Security. Everybody with a job paid into that. It literally is a Ponzi scheme. People think people are exact. It's not. It's literally a Ponzi scheme. Social Security is a scam. And 12.4% of your income is going into that program. And it's not being invested. It's being given to people that are retired now. 12.4%. Your portion as the employee and the employer portion is being given directly to other people. And the only way you're going to get money is if younger people are paying into the system when you're retired. There is no Social Security account for you. I would rather have 12.4% of my income. If I make $100K, that's $12,400. I'd rather have that money and put it into VT because I can make that work. And that's my money. I'm not relying on some freaking younger generation to finance my retirement. I hate Social Security. But look, well, then you shouldn't take it. Well, if they're forcing me to pay in, yeah. But if I could opt out and I could get 12.4% of my income, I would do it in a heartbeat. I'm not even joking. $12,000 a year. Oh, my God. Oh, baby. Man, I'd be rolling in dough, dude. Imagine 12 grand more. And if you make $150K a year, that's what, $18,000 you could invest? Holy crap. Such a scam. Let's see. Pros and cons of not having. Oh, that's a whole video, man. I'm not going to get into that right now. People think I'm still in high school, but I'm actually strongman's age. What are you saying? You look younger than me? Think you're better than me? Look, man, I vote Democrat. I'm not ashamed. Student loan forgiveness, socialism. What's there not to like? Everybody should vote Democrat. Dude, I know majors in the Army that don't contribute anything to the TSP, but they have a lifted truck and doing an IRA. Oh, God. Oh, I need to roast Dave Ramsey again. There's so many people in the military. They think their pension, I mean, it's a little bit different, okay? Because when you are in the military, if you make it to retirement, you get a pension for life, and the pension is good. It's a very good pension. The only downside to a pension is that you can't take out more if you need it. You get the same payment every single month. like a paycheck, which is fine. It's great to get that. The good thing about having a lot of money saved is you get way more flexibility. Let's say you want to pull out 100 grand one year. You can do that. Let's say you want to pull out 100 grand in a month. You can do that because you have the savings. With a pension, it's like you got to wait for your next check to get the money. That's the one disadvantage. The second disadvantage is that it's the opportunity cost. Because if you stay in the military, I really believe like you get that. I think that pension compensates you for not building a lot of skills in the military that apply to the private sector. Because when you get out of the military, a lot of people, they realize when they get out, they're not employable. I mean, you can be a manager. Like you have no skills basically when you get out. And I had the same problem. I was infantry in the military. I got out. I had to start from the freaking bottom in accounting and learn a skill. You know, I could have stayed in the government and got my government, which a lot of military people do. But if you want to actually be in the private sector, you got to start from the bottom. It doesn't matter if you're a lieutenant colonel or colonel. You don't know freaking jack, okay? You don't know you have no skills except like military decision-making process. That's all you freaking know, okay? But the military pension will bail a lot of those people out because it's pretty good. But most people aren't in that situation where they're getting a pension for life starting at 42 years old. But when you die, you don't leave anything to your heirs. Like you could die at 44 with your military pension. And I mean, you have that option of giving your spouse like a portion of it. But if you don't, the money's gone. Like it dies with you. Whereas if you had multi-million dollars in an IRA or 401k, your spouse gets that. Your kids get that. It's still there. So it's something to think about. But yeah, a lot of people in the military are freaking clowns with their money. But you know, they're relying on that pension, which is one of the few pensions that will actually bail you out if you're stupid financially. Can't opt out of Social Security. Yep, it sucks. I would 100% do it. It's such a scam. I opted out of a pension and put it in the same. I actually still want to cash out my pension. Don't they match the TSP now? That's just stupid. They do with the military if you opt into the new system. I didn't because, number one, I didn't care. I thought I was getting out. But they matched now up to 5%, which is good. But when I first started in the military, that was the old retirement plan. There was no match. Now, if there was a match, man, I would have so much more money now that I think about it. In the match, I think the match is good because it benefits way more people. Because most people don't retire from the military. They freaking hate it. They get out. You know, it just sucks. They get out. They get nothing. But if you match somebody's 401k in the military or TSP, at least they get something when they get out. But, yeah, they are matching it now. Opting out of Social Security. I mean, they can't let you do it because then the old people wouldn't have any money now. We're stuck with that garbage. Oh, socialism, it's so great. This is what happens, okay? You get trash like Social Security. I got skills out of them. My knees just aren't what they were. To hell with climbing 300 to troubleshoot at 50. Yeah, I mean, some people do get skills out of the military. I think the vast majority of people coming out of the military, though, they overestimate their skills. There are some jobs in the military that do teach you stuff. But there's also a lot of jobs that really don't, or they force you to only work for the government. You can't work anywhere else. Which if you hate the government, why would you want to work for it for another 20 years? I could see Jeremy being a colonel. No, dude, Jeremy. The military will weed out scammers like that. Like, you know, you could be a kiss ass and be fine, but if you're a scammer and a liar, they'll eventually catch you. Funnel my Social Security into my TSP. Nice blend of C and I funds to make it. Yeah, bro. I'm telling. Social Security is a scam. 12.4%. 6.2 you, 6.2 the employer. And I know that because if you're self-employed, you pay the whole thing. Pension currently bailing out my dad after being in the Air Force. He was a complete degen. Yeah, that pension will save you if you're in the military. But 99.9% of people don't have the military pension. So they don't get bailed out by the military, okay? So that's just how it is. Dave Ramsey, oh, you have no idea. It's a 5% match with only 2% per year pension multiplier. That's true. Yeah. You used to get, I'm still in the old system where you get 50%. But I mean, now I'm in the reserve system, which is something totally different. But if I actually retire from the reserves, I can still get a pension at 60. I actually will be making bank at 60 if I stay in the reserves, which I might do. We'll see. But yeah, in the Army, it used to be 2.5% times number of years. So if you did 20 years, you would get 50% of your base pay. Now, if you stayed in 30 years, you would get a lot more. If you stayed in 40 years, you would get 100% of your base pay. I have seen people retire from the military. They're like CW5s or they're generals. They are getting 100% of their base pay. They are making bank. You just got to stay in forever to do it. Military sucks. That's why most people get out. Colonel Angus. Dave Ramsey, he's a scumbag. Officers are a funny bunch. I couldn't believe most of them had a degree. Sometimes, yeah, I mean, there's clowns and there's smart officers. Really depends on like what unit you're in. I mean, I've known like there's some officers that are like geniuses and there's some that are just freaking losers. Oh, I'm just in to get my pension. iFund does not have Chinese stocks. Don't know if that's bad or good. Nobody knows, but I prefer to have everything. Is Tom Nash a scammer? He's been doing more grifty things recently. He's been very grifty recently. So like when the market was crashing, his channel, I enjoyed it a little bit more because he was just talking about broad topics. But now he's getting into like, you know, selling his Patreon and individual stocks. It's a little more griftier. Okay. I'm not a big fan. I think he should cool off on that. But what can I do? It doesn't matter what I say. When will you buy Bitcoin? Never. 05s and they make more after retirement sometimes. Yeah, I just come from the Army's perspective. Like most Army officers, they get out and they go join the federal government because they can't do anything else. And I just can't imagine like, oh, being stuck with the government. God help me. I mean, you know, I could be making more money right now in the government, but I think long run I'll come out on top in the private sector. Coworkers say they don't want to go private because they think FERS is the best. FERS, it's okay, but it's like you got to stay at like I really sat there and I said, can I see myself staying at NASA? NASA, that crap hole, that insane asylum for 30 years. Hell no. Okay, in FERS, they take your money out of your paycheck, which you could have been investing for your pension in 30 years. And the pension isn't that good. If you take the money and you invest it, you can probably make more, number one. And number two, I have a feeling they're going to raise the contribution rate for FERS because they did it before. And I think a lot of these pensions are hot freaking trash. I don't trust these pensions. You think like retail investors suck? These pensions are like mostly bonds. They have to be. So like their total returns are garbage compared to like a total market index. Let's see. Please expose Tom Nash again. For $50, I will. I better get a 2.5 million payout from investing 9%. Sadly, the government just steals. Oh yeah, you're not getting jack, man. I mean, I think I'll get Social Security, but I'm not. I am assuming I'm not going to get it, but I know I will. So it'll be bonus money, basically. Any thoughts on Caleb Hammer? I mean, he's just like he just roasts clowns. That's what he just has clowns on his channel. I mean, obviously people like it. So how can I criticize him? But I don't know. I don't really watch his channel that much. Do you think the USA can print unlimited money and have an invincible military? No, I do not. If the U.S. government were allowed to invest, they wouldn't buy VT. They would have gone all in on Andrei. They probably just do like all U.S. stocks, or like maybe like our solid allies. They would not have Russia. They wouldn't have. It would be like the thrift savings plan, basically. Some pension funds are trying to sue AMC because they got wrecked. I'm telling you, you cannot. The only pension you can really trust is like a federal government. Like the military pension. That's the only thing I would trust. The first pension, they're making you pay into that. And they can raise how much you have to pay into that. And I think they're going to, because it just doesn't make sense how they can pay out that much money when their returns are probably hot freaking trash. And I didn't like how they were taking my money. It's like, let me just put that in VT. Is ARK Investment ETF good? No, it's trash. Then why aren't you hedging? I am. I have a total market index. I'm as diversified as you can freaking be. All right, guys, that's it. That's my total returns, okay? If you guys missed it, okay, here's my thrift savings plan. So I invested $63,000, $64,000. I have $136,000. I've been investing since 2012. This is my other account, my civilian pension or civilian thrift savings plan for the NASA before I quit that stupid insane asylum. Most of my returns came from the match. I mean, look at that, 11K of profit from the match. Pretty good. My actual returns on the Roth investments aren't that hot because most of this investment, 20,000 of it came in 2021. So I was basically dollar cost averaging into the peak of the market, but I don't care because I think in 30 years, I'm going to make a lot of money off it. I don't give a crap. But this is my total returns. 27,000 invested, 43,000. This was since 2018, but mostly from 2021. This is my Vanguard account since 2014, 9.3% compounded annual return. This is literally my account. This is when I got divorced. You can see it went down. And then I've been really piling in money recently. And yeah, that's it. Well, you guys have a wonderful night. Talk to you later. Cheers.